Good morning, everybody. All right, so Bulls were able to hold on. It wasn't such an easy day. Or I mean, it was a grinder kind of a day. We'll look at the spiders to see that since we're looking at the futures here. But they're up a little bit this morning, and now from the reversal, yesterday was the third day up, getting into a stiffer resistance area. You can see it's stalled at this pivot. That isn't much to stop it, whereas the one up above is quite a bit more congestion over there to the left. So it's got some room before I guess it hits, a significant level of resistance. That being said, it's up quite a bit. There's a void. There's a void below, and well, there's pre-market lows here. Breaking below that would be an initial bearish move. A little breakout failure would open up the door to a little more downside. But as we talked about yesterday, it's likely at this point, since the markets have made this turn, from a moving average perspective, it's regained the 50 MA. Institutions will be comfortable with that. We're looking at the futures here, but we'll look at SPX. But it suggests at this point, wide erratic trading range, and where it goes from here, up to this high. Obviously, there was a lot of sellers up there, and again, we'll see how it handles this general area here. Interesting, as of last night, the bearish positioning with the options, especially into the close, while the markets were up. Now, I pointed this out back here, and the question was, as prices were coming up here, when we were looking at those other inflationary pieces of information suggesting that the Fed wouldn't be able to cut, but it was, this put historically excessive. And the question at that time was, could they be right? And as it turned out, whether it was hedging or whatever the belief was with that historical high level of put buying into the close, they were right. And then, over here, down near the bottom, they loaded up again into this support area and things stabilized. Now, as prices went up yesterday, and it was a grinder, but it came on strong at the end of the day. The AD line was quite positive. You can see here the advancers minus decliners. It was up there around 1,500 all day. So that was a positive. And one of the reasons I mentioned in the room, I wouldn't bet against this market's ability to go higher, even when it was stalled in the afternoon, and it made that surge at the end of the day. But so here, are they right again, anticipating the turn up here? Does that put a floor under the markets? And historically, it does. It's just one day, but this big move toward hedging or bearish bets, as a contrarian indicator point of view, is supportive of, if it pulls back here, maybe buyers at the 50, and of course, where is the actual support here? Does it line up with the this is actually down here on top of this, what we now call minor support. You see they're perking up here a little bit, a little further ahead of the open here. All right, let's take a look at some other things. NASDAQ futures, now they're flat. They were down there for a second, so they're coming off of the low here, and coming into a significant resistance area. Got a little room before they get to that pivot. We'll see if they got a shelf here, so they do have a setup to support a move higher. And that setup, because it's got, so it's more visible, these bottoming tail bars that poked under these lows and this one for good measure and turned up. A trade like this, if you're buying a breakout, should not go back down below that low. It's got room to fall. And I'm not suggesting it will. What I'm pointing out here with this setup is that this consolidation consists of attempts to break lower that failed, and typically patterns like that are a higher probability than one that don't have those kind of bars and break out. YM has been the weaker, coming up against the 50 here and the top of that congestion area. The Russell, yesterday we talked about its relative strength. It's up above the 50 MA. And I got this on a 180-minute chart because I condensed it. I wanted to see further to the left. So rather than squishing it too much, I just went to a higher time frame. This has some room to move higher. And Bitcoin, take a peek there. Looks like it may have put in a bottom. Got a bottoming tail bar, but it's up against resistance. So maybe it turns out on the daily chart to be a downside shakeout. We'll see if it can go sideways here. If it does, that would be supportive of it's going to go higher. It's not ready yet. Gold just consolidating its gain. No signal yet. And silver. Decent day yesterday, up at resistance. So beginnings of a little downside shakeout there. Oil's down again, approaching these pivot lows here, significant support area that it moved up above. So that's certainly helping the markets as this is moving down. As you know, we covered interest rates. They're a little lower here this morning. So markets being assisted by lower oil prices, lower interest rates. The dollar, and I can see here, most of these currencies down here are lower except for the euro. But that's coming up to resistance. Yep, we'll take a look. SPX, spiders. Gapped above the 50, held on to it yesterday, and you can see the surge that came on at the latter part of the day. But, there was this, gap up in the morning, that got bought on the dip. I don't know if there's anything there to the left. I don't think it didn't even come down to most of the time where something would come down to. And just a grind, a little dip, spreading that out there, a little breakdown failure. And then, at the end of the day, the breakdown failure clearly would have gotten some buyers and some short covering. And then, right into the end of the day, buyers stepped in. And you could see the resistance overhead there. Where is that relative to that? It's almost right there. And we just look at spiders here. So 515 was the highest volume strike yesterday, and it stayed above that. So that will be a level today. See if it stays above. It's the middle of that green bar there. A little surge into the open there, kind of a right into resistance. Would not be advised to buy that gap up. All right, SPX. So yesterday was here at this 5180, but in the room, I was saying stay away from that. Things were, the underlying internals and the way things are moving were too strong. But it was such a slow grind that if you did it early in the day, it would have been, pretty much worthless by mid-afternoon. But it surged again, and these things move so fast that in a few minutes, you're in pain. All right, so today under yesterday's low at 51.35, that may have come up a little bit since the move up. Let me check. If the quotes are still here. Yeah, you gotta see. But it doesn't mean that don't mean so right now there's enough premium at 51.45, which is near yesterday's low. But that doesn't mean, within the first 15 minutes, things won't come in a little bit. And based on their location to the overhead resistance, odds are they will, and prices being up several days in a row, and then gapping up, should be sellers there. All right. Up above here should be a good number. It's up at resistance. And then that probably came up a little too. 52.15. That's still good. All right. Uh, look around. Transport's still underperforming. Couldn't get above the 200. 50's coming over the top. As far as the bullish case goes, it would be good to see a little more strength out of these transports. It's stabilized a bit. As oil was stabilizing, kind of flat here, but they're on the 50 MA. So some of these oil stocks might be ready for some stabilization or a bounce. Financials, we talked about this pattern yesterday as to what I referred to as like a hook type of a pattern. And most times, the highest probability setups like that are ones that come after that are still in an uptrend versus something that is broken down. But this is supportive that it could go up. We'll see if it can get through here. Where is it right now? It's right there at that pivot. So, and keep an eye on financials, always intraday. The regionals are up against resistance there, so they've already run up. Not a good spot to be entering. Technology, semiconductors were strong yesterday again, in the face of being up against resistance. So they pushed up a little bit more into this major congestion area there. So, one of the reasons of thinking, hey, these markets might be able to move a bit higher here at the open, but unlikely that they're going to go very far before they hit these areas of major resistance where we anticipate sellers would show up. Just looking to the left. Simple stuff. All right. There's a bias, early on this morning. Maybe get a little bit further into those resistance areas before the selling picks up. And then from there, we just sit back and see how much it pulls back or the lack thereof. And, news coming out in the latter part of the week. We'll see how that affects markets and earnings and what we do day to day. Well, yours, Dan.
Good morning. I don't have any alarms going on. So let's go right to earnings. We did one earnings trade on this D-Dog. I just sent an update. Shorted the naked 105s. So still have gap down, but we have $11 of cushion. So once, it's probably going to be ludicrous spreads at the open. So, generally I say you got to wait 5 minutes for the spreads to tighten, but I'm bidding a dime to get out of mine. That's not earnings. That was on my leftover sheet yesterday. Pelletier starts earnings yesterday. 22. So yeah, that's a bear island reversal now, leaving this bullish bar all by his lonesome. So that's a call spread idea. If there's any juice up there, you probably have to go to next week. Elson, Um, I think this is a Hong Kong EV company. I thought they had positive earnings and we're up. Unless I'm mixing that up with another EV stock. But they were bullish into earnings and they're getting punished also, like Pelletier, HIMS 1340. So that's you know that's a bullish pro gap there. I was in a downtrend, gapping over all this. So that looks good. I guess we should have had a bigger void is all. But let's watch that for a day trade and put spread. Rocket Lab gapping down, no interest. Microchip. We were talking about doing an 85 put spread. I didn't do it, but I was tempted. I'll come back to it. Now, Cody is another nice gap, 1175, top of the range. Let's watch 30-minute high. If it does take out 30-minute high, I think it'll get through this with no problem. In which case I have a void, up to 1250 area. So Cody looks good. Let me put him in the bottom right. Light 46, put spread idea, yesterday's low. Buy on, wow, this thing's from here to here. And now it's gapping down again. That stock looks horrible. I mean, it could be a short-term exhaustion gap if it can take out a 30-minute high. We'll come back to it. IFF. Now this was it's a bullish chart, daily, weekly, monthly. But the gap up here is excessive. No PGR, no prints, but that's bullish. Vimeo 408. Watch that on a pullback. SPG. I said if this opens flat, then put spread idea. And 30-minute high, day trade. Marriott. There's no flag there. I don't see a flag. All right, that's fine. I'm gonna argue with you. For what, Sam? Oh, long day trade, gotcha. Well, you know the answer, Sam. I have no friggin' idea. We got to see if it's how it sets up. It's an ugly gap, so it'd just be a scalp. But just put it in a 5-minute chart and watch it. TDC. That's a nasty gap. Wow. Is this 2 earnings in a row? This is earnings, and it could never, look at that. It could never take out the high, 30-minute high. Well, actually, it did here. And now it's getting pummeled again. Wow. Easily go to 29, 30 bucks. It's not lower. That's ugly. Alpha Lima getting down to 48. Call spread idea if there's any juice, but I doubt it. FGen, 30-minute high, maybe. That's a wild ride pre-market. That's a big range, 1.25 to 170. Par, this is, I said yesterday, if it opens flat, can short the low. Day trade. ASTG, bottoming pattern, we'll come back. 30-minute high idea. AXON 324. All spread idea, 30-minute low. MA, I can't believe there's no prints. MasterCard? Wow. Gapping down. All right, this shows one print at 67. All-time highs, recent IPO, but it's a gap and crap candidate. So I will put this in a window as a call spread candidate and day trade short. This, I said, if it opened flat, looks great. Just as a continuation on day trade. Let me set an alarm. BWXC. Set an alarm. I don't see any print, so I'll just do it 98.90 and at the open, it's either going to go off or it's not. Side just bearish down trade, downtrend, nothing to do. Disney getting whacked. Wow, gapping under this whole base. I don't have a bias though. I mean, it's a bearish gap, yeah, but it's down a lot, down $10. But we'll come back to it. Race was down, ugly, but slowly coming back. TDG, my eye always just jumps to the most important thing. Look at this breakdown failure here. Look at that. That was a bear 1, 2, 3, which never triggered. Greater than 100% retracement, closing breakout. Bullish weekly, monthly. But opening flat, nothing to do with it. SRE shows it down a little bit. I don't know, pattern. D-Dog, we talked about. All right, now this one's kind of a double bottom on support, new low plus. Looks like it's gapping yesterday's high, so that looks interesting. All right, look at Cody here. So it was not gapping up, so now it's down. So let me put K-view here instead. K-view looks, maybe, I don't know. I'll tell you when I see it. 5, 10, 15, 30-minute high, I don't know. But that's a bullish gap with a void, so it's on my interest list. Rockwell getting whacked here, call spread idea over yesterday's high. Builder 184. It's a mess, but it's a Bear Island reversal. Like that Pelletier was too, but this is just a 2-bar island instead of a 1-bar island. J, no pattern. Yeah, this thing was down. I saw it down like $4 or whatever. Clawing its way back. No pattern. This looks like an ADR. Gapping all over the place. H6. I don't know. You can set an alarm right here, 69.20. And maybe day trade long. Kind of a Climo. 52 and change. There's another bullish gap. Put spread idea. This is a big mess. But over yesterday's high, put spread. Market excess. I don't see any prints. But I set an alarm at 208. If it can get over this red bar, has a void. So I like that. Remember Crocs was down. Yeah, remember Sam? We set an alarm at 129. We said if it can get over this red bar, beautiful void. And that is a big move pre-market already to over $10 swing. Wow. Hey, our MOD alarm. We bought a half lot yesterday. That's gapping up. Let me set a new up alarm. A new low alarm, 100. Actually, we can move stuff break even, but I'll give it a few minutes. Crux. All right, that's it. So those are all the earnings. Let's just go to other stuff on the list. All right, bib, Sam's list, continuation pattern, target prior highs, Pizza Hut, buy setup, triggered yesterday. Damn, there was some news on Uber and Cart, which is hurting Dash. Was down a lot more. Bounced $5 off the low already. Mike Lima, nice gap up, but excessive. MTC, sloppy buy setup. But look at this big old move. Looks, this tail kind of looks like a pump and dumper. BTM, my Bitcoin friend gave me this stock to watch. What's Bitcoin? So we're gonna add this to my Bitcoin list. He said they do the Bitcoin ATM machines across Europe. Yeah, I like Google, sure. Yeah, we were talking about it yesterday. Sure. Yeah, it's a buy setup with a multi-bar turn. Had a big old bottoming tail bar here on Friday, narrow range bar yesterday. Yeah, it looks great. Yeah, we did put spread on it yesterday, but yeah, today I like a directional, sure. Absolutely. Actually, we have a put spread on Tesla, which is down today. I don't know what the news was, but if Tesla can take out yesterday's high, it's a similar kind of looking buy setup. Boeing here had some news, and the FAA is after them again. Another investigation over the 787. Piton I saw pop in pre-market. It wasn't earnings. This big bar was earnings. I don't know what got it going here today, but I don't know pattern. Oh, really? Alex mentioned natural gas, bottoming pattern, UNG. Siri, bottoming pattern watch. A couple of us started to nibble on long calls yesterday. S block. Ah, shoot, this is gapping up. This we were going to buy calls on this, and it triggered like 10 seconds before the market closed yesterday. And so I said, let's hold off for today. MKTX. All right, so my 208 alarm went off, but nothing to do yet. Snow pullback. Nah, see, Don, you and I have these conversations all the time. And I know you like buying on support on an intraday time frame. I get it. But this is a bearish gap now into yesterday's bar. So that destroys my desire to do a put spread. It's just we have different approaches. All right, this D-Dog I gotta watch. Shoot, I gave up those pre-market gains. Darn it. All right, 50 by 85. So all right, I'm gonna, it's 60 to get out of this dog. All right, yeah, I think it's closed D dog at 60 for a small profit just because it's unpredictable. See the 105s. All right, you can get out at, you know, that's 33 by 67. Let's just bid 45 to get out. Not it's just unpredictable. So I don't want to stick around. All right, DGX. Oh, this was a put spread. So a good thing we did not do a directional. Oh, Google's, oh, shoot, Google. I should have posted it. Yeah, Google looks great. Old Schmidt was talking on CNBC about AI. Meta's still cruising. Um, I don't know why. Well, it's not, it's down $9 in the video, but $9 on this bar is nothing to worry about. All right, now D-Dog's bouncing, so you can get out at a better price if you want. If you're in it. MCO, MDB. Yeah, looks like short. Steve, yeah, I like it. Relative weakness. Yeah, breakout failure, price void. Looks good. And this K view bottom right. Shoot, see, there's a gap and go. But I don't know, look good pre-market. Hymns. That's a bullish gap. See if there's any juice. $0.15 for the 12s. Not bad, but you still got 3 nights of gap risk. All right, so we have a Goog put spread. And FNV put spread and Tesla put spread. Those are the 4 opens. Tesla's not looking good now. Relative weakness. Yeah, Google. Shoot, that was the trade. Hope some of you did it. GM for good morning up alarm. We have a half lot. KNW is continuing its strength from yesterday. Yeah, PanW, nice bottoming pattern. We would have done a put spread, but it was too spready. All right, mod, we're in, looks great. We have a half or a whole, I forget. All right, we bought a half lot. We can do the other half over today's high, 101.84. Um, we can find better. Not crazy about cone. In TNX, I like yesterday's bar. Just not sure about the void. It's not great. Myrna, yesterday's high, sure. MDU, it's just near that prior high. Not crazy about it. RXST. Ah, yeah, I forgot about him. Gap and crap. See that? Yeah, yeah. I mean, see if there's any juice up there. I thought it was gapping up more. Like, I thought it was gapping up $5. Yeah, the spreads are ludicrous. Gone. The 70s are 40 by 115. And W, yeah, nothing to do now. Wow, amazing gap there on Crux. Why did my Home Depot alarm go off? Oh, I think I had an alarm right there. That's why. We have a half lot, half mod. I mean, a Home Depot. EQH from yesterday doing good. We're long stock at 39.12. This one hedge fund guy says he thinks our markets are going to tank if Trump gets thrown in the slammer. He says, Banana Republic, people aren't going to want to buy our treasuries, so treasuries will sink, equities will go lower. Small gap up in our FIT-B that's sold into. On NFG. Yeah, we're in NFG. Yeah, NFG looks great. We're in it. Half or full. We bought a half lot, so we can do the back half. $55.95. Um, Carvana. Oh, credit spread idea. Wow, it got spready for some reason. But yeah, just start, day trade for sure. It's down a lot for a swing, but day trade can't bounce. I like the 15-minute and top and tail range expansion, closing breakdown. Yeah, what about this one you gave me over here, MDB? This would be a great call spread. And there's juice. When's earnings? 6.6, so we're good. $3.75. Yeah, maybe only 34 cents. Shoot. Oh, well. 10 days. I'm assuming snow is down on the heels of D-Dog. Dude, Tesla low alarm. It's not good. Siri, slow mover, not the penny. No, one of you mentioned FedEx a while back. Yeah, I'm just not sure of the target. I don't know. UPS is still posted as a put spread over Friday's high. Oh, Tesla dog. Let me see what's going on here. All right, it was just an early alarm, but not looking good. Actually, we're at a Tesla break even. I moved to break even yesterday. Oh, yeah, it stopped at break even yesterday on that dip. So we still have it long, though. Yeah, or yeah, that could slowly chug its way to the 50. Nice put spread pattern, W-ish bottom. Zero by a dollar. Jerk. Food put spread, we have the 162. Let's just take our money. It's 12 cents. Could have gotten a better price earlier. MFG alarm. That's good. You're chasing, Brent. You should have been in that on this 2-bar reversal right here. See down there? You should have been in over 1506. Alex here, Sherwin took out those highs. Nice 15-minute chart. Beautiful 15-minute chart there on Sherwin. Check out these earnings. Nope. Bear Island reversal. M's gave up that gap. Microchip a mess. Told you it was a gap up in the morning. Hey, wit.